Some of you might have seen a video circulating attributed to Kimani Ngujiri. Kimani Ngujiri is a honorable member of parliament representing Bahati constituency in Nakuru. I also come from Nakuru. I'm a Nakuru person. And he's quoting me on this issue of our deputy president's security, where the government made some changes in the security of His Excellency the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto. I, for one, when it comes to security of any Kenyan, I don't compromise. And I equally don't support what government did. And if they were to change that security, they would have done it with the knowledge of our Deputy President. Because we don't want these lame excuses being blamed on the government because of the security and other people, when there are big issues facing this country. Kimani Ngujiri, in his address to this pathetic issue, he mentions my name. He says, oh, now what people like Atwoli said is now we can see what people like Atwoli wanted to happen. Francis Atwoli had said, and what he had said is what we are seeing. Me, I said nothing. And what I have said, always have said it in the open. And from 2014, I said our deputy president is not the right person to assume responsibility of presidency of this nation. And if Kenyans want to make him president, they are free to do so. This is a democratic country. But they would have to see for themselves on what they wanted. They are free. If he has a majority, he will be elected, and we will respect his office. We will respect the presidency. But the issue of circulating things on social media, la murder, what, nobody. And in the community where I come from, when you have children like me, when you have a family, when you have grandchildren, when you are you cannot kill. You can leave alone killing. You cannot plan to eliminate anybody. If there is anybody who knows Hallelujah properly. We can't plan, we don't plan for that. And some of the things we are taught when we are young by our parents, that don't do things that are against the government policies without prior consultation with those people who are concerned. Don't plan to overthrow a system unconstitutionally. Those are things we are taught. Because anybody who has agitated for a change has not lived to see that change he agitated for, in most cases. So protect what you have in hand, other than expecting a new heaven when you are not in a position to see where hell is. Because people are being promised heavens, and those who are promising people heavens are not in a position to show them where hell is. So we normally protect the status quo, what we have. And even when William becomes a president of this republic, for the sake of peace of this country, he would like to govern a country that is peaceful. So those people who are talking about Francis Atwoli, about what, they should think twice. That is my democratic opinion, and that is what I feel sometimes on behalf of working men and women. Because if you have a leader who is obsessed by doing business, he's a capitalist. If you have that capitalist, what matters to a capitalist is what he gets, is what he wants to achieve, is what he supplements to what he has. It is what he maximizes out of what he has. And he will never care about you. Capitalists don't care about even their own wives. They count what is in their bank and what they have. They have no time for workers. They have no time for the children. They have no time for anybody else. And try a capitalist to assume the responsibilities of leadership. And that was my opinion. And people who want this, they want that, they cannot be good leaders. And I want the Kenyans. That was me. And it was in day broad light. But that should not be attributed to me to mean that I, for one, I can harm our deputy president. Two, I am not a state officer. I am not a civil servant. I don't work for government. I'm not an advisor to His Excellency the President. I'm not anything in the system. I'm just a labor leader of international repute. Where do I get power to order the GSU to get out of the deputy president's place? As what Ngunjiri wants to attribute to me, that Atwoli knew this, people like Atwoli. And we don't want to give them unfair mileage. I would appeal to people like Kimani Ngunjiri to think twice before they utter what they are uttering. They should not make this country be volatile. And I said we are going for elections. And I have said people are going to turn up in large numbers to vote. And if the person you expect to be the president is not elected, keep cool and keep your calm. Me, I don't want to be an MP. I don't want to be an MCA. I don't want to be a governor. I don't want to be a president. I don't want to be a deputy. I just appealed, my colleagues just appealed to me. They said, you have a project to finish. And I told them, if I finish this project, will you release me? Because I'm eager to retire. I've worked for 54 years as a labor leader. I need to have time with my people. I need to have time with my children. I need to have time. I need to know my people well. Started working at a tender age. And I'm just warning Kenyans as an elder. That does not mean I want to harm anybody. And I've also said, and I repeat, the issues of security is important. To every Kenyan, not only the deputy president, to every Kenyan, we must make sure the security of every Kenyan is not tampered with. That's what I'm saying. And if you are to change the security officers guarding a VIP, let it be in consultation, prior consultation with the very VIP. Whether you love him, you hate him, he's a Kenyan. He needs to be protected. And don't throw words left and right, including people who are innocent, like me, Francis Atwoli. Kimani Ngunjiri should keep mum, should keep quiet. I was not part of anybody who might remove his security, and I wouldn't like him not to have a government security. I would like any outspoken politician to be protected by government, because everybody is a taxpayer. That is what I would say. And if anything happened to somebody who is not protected, you cannot come and say it is Atwoli. I'm not a state officer. And we wouldn't like anything to happen to anybody at all. So government should protect all of us. We are Kenyan citizens. We are here We are not going anywhere, and we don't intend to go anywhere. All of us will remain here. We can disagree. Me have disagreed with Kenyans on the deputy president, but I don't hate him. Disagreeing is not hating. He remains my friend. He remains my younger brother. He remains a citizen of this country. He's a shrewd politician. We wish him well if he became one. But I cannot be attributed to removal. It cannot be attributed to me on his removal, on the removal of his security. So Kimani Ngunjiri and the likes, I want to warn you and inform you that please tame your tongues on what you say. What I say publicly. And anybody who has some sinister motives would not come out openly and say the way I say. Say loudly, I say what I don't want to say, and I say it openly. Even if I don't want to say, I will let Kenyans know this is what I've said. In the open. So the issue of saying, oh, Atwoli is part of those people, what he said now we can see. I didn't say anything. If I say, you will not get this, what is wrong in that? You can as well say, Francis Atwoli will not be able to get this. That can't make me go mad. I will fight and get it and tell you I've gotten it. And I will say thank you. You are a hard-working person. And to attribute to what I say to somebody, that these are the people, when I don't have even any slightest power in the system at all. And people and Kenyans know this. And I don't earn from public coffers. You can check the movement of what I have. And I'm not involved in any business with the government. I don't do tendering, I don't do anything. I don't sell anything for government. I'm not a government more in anything. I have a workers' office, and that is period. And as I've said, as a labor leader, you must know about the incoming leaders and the outgoing leaders, whether they will be able to come in with some mechanism to create economy, to grow economy that can absorb the jobless or address joblessness and create employment for the young men that we have. And with the knowledge we have in this field of industrial and labor relations, we know who can be able to articulate issues related to our economic performance and make Kenya a country or a satellite of economic activities in the region for the purposes of creating employment, but not an issue of one security. I equally wouldn't like somebody to tamper with my security. So how would I support what might have happened to His Excellency the Deputy President? I want to stop there, and I want to warn Kimani Ngunjiri and his likes and those who are hovering around with a lot of lies on social media. They must stop it, because me, what I have, I say it openly. The person with sinister motives, or a person who has something, doesn't come out and openly and say what he has. That is Francis Atwoli. I will always say what I think is right under the sun, without fear or favor.
Question. Maybe but just clarify, you don't agree with what happened to the Deputy President. Maybe in your own opinion, what do you think the process could have been in that changing of the security personnel?
No, what I'm saying, changing of the security is good. It is a government's prerogative. Because some things that those people in the government see, we don't see. The government has NSIS, has DCI, has every department which monitors and focuses on the national security of the country. But what they normally should do is that they will come and discuss with you and tell you, please, as such an officer or these officers, we are trying to change them for this reason. You should not just come at home and you find they have changed. There are new faces in your home. You might even run away from that home. Normally when they want, even one officer, like us who have very few officers, they will come and tell you one of your officers is sick or one of your officers has been transferred and we are bringing you new officers. Or we want, well, how do you see? They would always discuss with you because the security is your security. Eh? Like me, they would always ask me, come and choose. I don't choose. People who I will ask government, you bring me anybody. I don't normally choose. But we discuss. So this is what they would have done with the Deputy President. The top, including the Inspector General, I don't even talk to the Inspector General. It's not easy to get on the phone, even if we call him now. So how? He has some special people he talks to. Not me, Francis Atwoli. But what the Inspector General of Police would have done, or a senior most person, because the deputy is number 2 currently, before he's replaced, or the CS in charge of internal security, would have had a conversation with him to say, look, this is what we are doing, and this is because of the system. We are changing. These are paramilitary trained people, and this is what is your opinion? And then he might say, now, do this, or get me people from this, and so on. So that it doesn't, raise a lot of, and make the deputy appear as if some people within the government are cornering him for nothing. That gives him undue sympathy for nothing. So what I think the government should be able to do is to sit with him, agree with him. He's a Kenyan, and he has every constitutional right to be protected like another Kenyan. So it shouldn't be that anything can happen or changes can be made within his offices, not only on the issues of security without his knowledge. That is my take.
When you're saying that he is currently the deputy president before he's changed, are you aware of any changes that are just about to happen? Or what are you alluding to?
I always talk about changes that have happened. I always talk about changes that have happened, not which are almost happening or which have not yet happened. So I don't know if there are other changes. Because here I was trying to distance myself from any influence in Uhuru Kenyatta's government. I don't have even the slightest influence. I don't have. And I've been talking since 2014 when the deputy president and our president were still putting on red ties, same white shirts. I was talking, telling you, Kenyans. And at one time I said these people are cheating one another. It has come to pass. What I say, it always comes to pass. It's not that I'm part of the system. I come from a pressure group, very independent, free labor movement, which we are not a department of a government ministry. Our nearest ministry is Ministry of Labor. But we are not a department of the Ministry of Labor. We are an independent labor movement. And what I say is what I think is right. And sometimes I also consult. And people tell me you are right or you are wrong. And we debate. If I don't debate with my colleagues, I will debate with the members of staff in my office. If I don't debate with them, I will debate with members of my family. And they will sometimes tell me, here you are wrong. Will say, prove me wrong. So it is not a question. I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what, because I'm not part of the government. And this is what I'm telling you. Kimani Ngunjiri, that I'm not part of the government. No, I don't want to comment about BBI because you will shut off what I've said now. What I'm saying is that Kimani Ngunjiri should stop dragging me and dragging my name with Deputy President supporters, dragging my name into the security issues of His Excellency the President. That is a very sensitive matter that are handled at a very high level. I don't even talk to Inspector General of Police. It's not easy for me even to access CS internal security. It's not even easy for me to access the top brass of Uhuru Kenyatta's government. It was easier even for me to access the retired two presidents, the late President Moi and President Mwai Kibaki, more than even accessing His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. So I should not be mistaken. There's only one thing we share with President Uhuru Kenyatta when he talks about peace, the overall peace of this country, cohesiveness nation, bringing people together, Kenyans working together, political parties sharing ideas. That is where we agree with him. Expanding opportunities for every Kenyan, allowing every Kenyan to participate. Not an issue of winner takes it all. That is where we agree with him.
There is a question where President Uhuru Kenyatta asked his deputy if he's not happy he should resign. The same thing has been repeated this morning by Raila odinga. Do you think that should be the position? In your view?
In my opinion is that if today I'm dissatisfied with this court job, I will quit. If I'm dissatisfied, because it is for your own good. It is for your own good. Because if you don't, then it means you cannot deliver. You can't, and you know the purpose of being given a job, you must deliver. But if you feel you are squeezed, you are not being resourced, you are not getting the support, you don't have support of your colleagues, you are on your own, then what are you doing there? If a half plus one or 2 plus 1 or the man in charge who is supposed to give you support is not supporting you in your own interest, to call it a day, that will not be your end of doing things. You will eventually land somewhere. So that is, I think, it is in the interest of the Deputy President. People should not push him. He shouldn't be pushed at all. To me, I think it is in his own interest to make a decision. Because if he believes he's a deliver, he can deliver. He can still do politics even if he's out of that particular job.
2 days ago he said that the BBI is the most dangerous thing to have happened to this country. Do you believe?
I don't want to talk about BBI, but I want to talk about Deputy President security. That is where the subject I'm on now. The subject that I'm talking about is on the security of the Deputy President. I'm not capable. I have no ability. I have no position in the government. I have nothing. I'm not a state officer. I'm not a civil servant. I'm not a CS internal security. So Kimani Ngunjiri should stop dragging my name. And the Deputy President supporters saying Lamada, I cannot plan even how to harm a fly. Can't. I have children whom I want to live peacefully in this country. I cannot have any evil motive. All those who have killed, they will also be killed. That is what is in Bible. Those who use sword, they also go through sword. I don't want to go that route. I have children. I want a peaceful country. I want Kenya where people can disagree and agree. Without disagreeing, without hating. Hate is the most evil thing, because hate results into death and people fighting. But disagreements must be held, and people must, like when I was being asked why did you disagree with the Deputy President by the KBC the other day, these are things that people need to look at without any hate. Don't hate my Deputy President, don't hate anybody, but we can disagree on issues.